Welcome back. It is the Country Viewpoint here on Flow FM, and joining me now is Geoff Brock, the Independent Government Minister. He's the current member for Stuart. He is also the former member for Frome from 2009 to 22, and has also served as the Minister for Regional Roads. It's great to have you on the line, Mr. Brock. How are you?
Oh, good, Alison. How's your listeners? I hope everything is all right.
Everyone's doing pretty well, and certainly very busy times for yourself as well. We've got a fair bit to chat about, but firstly I just want to go to the current situation as far as road incidents go in South Australia. Now we're talking about what's been a pretty horrific 24 hours to 48 hours on the roads in South Australia, an alarming toll so far this year, and it has authorities calling for change to prevent further deaths. And mind you, this is not just a South Australian issue right now. The general road toll across the country is pretty bad, but let's focus in on SA right now. What's your sort of take on what's going on at the moment, because it's very alarming indeed?
It is very alarming indeed, and I have I can talk from personal experience. I lost my late wife many years ago to a car crash, a head-on collision years ago. And, and it is a traumatic issue for those people that are involved in the families and things like that. And whenever I hear of an incident on anywhere at all, whether it's on the roads or wherever it may be, I always think about what happened with my late wife, and also send my thoughts are always to the loved ones that are impacted or affected by those horrific events, and also the first responders. And in country areas, there's a lot of the SES, the CFS and MFS and the ambulance volunteers are the ones that have to attend the scene. So it is very, very traumatic. But, there's a lot of concerns out there from everybody, but now no one's going to change this. And, and I keep saying to people, and I'm on the road a hell of a lot and travelling around, but there's a lot of people out there, unfortunately, and this is it's hard to say, but there's a lot of people out there that are really impatient on the roads. I'm on the road a heck of a lot, travelling across all the region of South Australia in particular, and also my new electorate, which is up in the northern areas of Port Augusta and North and Port Pirie. And I see people speeding, overtaking, and specifically when there's speed restrictions, and it might be 60 because of workmen there, and they're doing that. And I have, even in coming into Adelaide, I'm down here at the moment for Parliament, but then they're coming into Adelaide on Sunday from back from Port Pirie. There were people weaving in and out of the traffic, but they're on their bloody mobile phones, for goodness sake. And, there's all of this, but I always say to people, look, I'd rather be 5 minutes late than never get to the final destination. So again, it's driving to the condition of the roads themselves, and there are roads out there that because of the lots and lots of rain last year, there's a lot of roads out there that have had an impact on that. So with the departments out there trying to repair them as quick as they can. But there's certainly a lot of activity out there, and especially on the Augusta Highway, on the Dukes Highway, and other locations. There's lots of money being spent on it, but it's not going to happen overnight. But certainly, as I say, there's a lot of impatience there, and and just got to be very careful of what we're doing. And as I said, I can understand. I say to people, well, look, you can say certain stuff, but when somebody is impacted by the fatality or a serious injury to a family member or a loved one, nothing is going to console you with regard to that. So it's about, as I say, being there with these people, but at the same time, please, everybody be patient on the roads. Be patient there, because the rain, there's a lot of rain this recently. There's been a lot of rain on the roads, and as I say, I've seen people with just very impatient, and we just need to be able to take our time on these roads and be considerate of other people on the road also.
Minister, I'm really thankful for the fact that you've referenced your own personal situation there. A lot of the time, people don't realise how preventable, deaths are on our roads. Often, these are just very, innocuous cases where people do end up losing their lives. And the other issue we've got as well is that a lot of motorists just tend to think that, well, I do the right thing on the road, so I'll be fine, and there's no reason for me to take any of this in as far as campaigns go to be safe on our roads. So, there's a lot of messages that we do need to really filter through to the general public. What's your view on where we should sort of find that approach as far as, should we be putting more government ads out there to try and shock people into really sort of, hearing personal stories on campaigns and advertisements so that it really sticks with them? Or should it be a case of even having some sort of celebrity endorsement? What do you think will work best for us? Because this road toll right now is very concerning.
No, it is very concerning. And you indicated at the start, I'm the Minister for Regional Roads, not the Minister for Road Safety. That's Joe Sockhat. But Joe's off at the moment. I think he's got a bit of sickness in the family. But certainly, look, no matter who, we all should be taking part of discussing about the opportunities out there, whether it's our portfolio, whether it's general public or what it is. We need to be very considerate of other people who are out there. As I said, I'm on the road a heck of a lot, and just recently I said this in Parliament about a month ago. We're coming back from Adelaide. Very, very strong wind was on the dual highway, and there was a motorcyclist. It was an L-plater. We were doing 100 kilometres, just under 110. It was on the speed limit there. Now, he had a learner plate. It was a learner, I think it was, yes. It was in the very strong winds, and he was struggling, and he was trying to keep up with us, and he was trying to pass us at 110. And I was looking in the rear vision mirror all the time because I was the ministerial. My driver was taking me back on ministerial duties, and I was thankful that he pulled into the side of the road and had a stop because he was trying to be silly and to make certain he got to another location fairly quickly. But at the same time, he was struggling and the wind was blowing. And even with experienced drivers, the wind and some of the crosswinds and things like that is very, very damaging. And also with the torrential rain and also the road grime and so forth. Again, it's everybody's responsibility. And as I say, I see it all the time. And it's no excuse, but at the same time, it's no consolation for somebody who has lost somebody to a serious road accident. God help us, we don't have to have a death. But also, as I say, my concerns and thoughts are always out there for the families involved, but also for the first responders of the CFS, the SES, and those people. Because I remember when my wife was in that accident. That was a long time ago, but people still talk about it, and they've still got that image in front of them because they know those particular people, and that has an impact on their health and well-being. So it's a real vicious circle, and as I say, we just need to work our way through all this and make certain that if there is any roads that may be impacted, or you see something that's out there, please let your local member know, because you've got local members of Parliament out there for all the electorates, no matter if they're Liberal, Labor, or Independent. Let them know, or ring up the traffic control hotline or in the department, and then what we'll do is we'll get out there as soon as we can. If you don't report an incident you see out there, then in actual fact, how does anybody know what to fix that rectification or that area to fix up?
I'm really glad you went there, Minister, because that was going to be my next question. You cover a massive electorate, so are there any specific parts of that electorate where you think there needs to be a priority as far as improving infrastructure so that we can do something to try and get ahead here?
Well, we've got lots of work being done out there on the other side, on the Eyre Peninsula. There's overtaking lanes being done outside of Port Lincoln and so forth. There's a lot of work on the Dukes Highway at the moment, on the Stuart Highway, outback roads, on the Augusta Highway. There's lots of activity out there, and there's some of this work you can only do if, for argument's sake, that the environment is right. If it's raining, yes, there's no good doing trying to seal a road or put bitumen into a road because it's not going to go anywhere. You can patch the little section up. But it's better to, and I know I've spoken to the department, and what the department are doing now is that if there's a section of the road that's got various potholes in it, instead of doing each pothole, they're doing a long section and doing a complete overlay of the whole lot. So that makes it a lot easier. But certainly it's about, there is lots of work out there, but whilst that work is out there being done, there are speed restrictions and there are detours. And I know that people get frustrated, but at the end of the day, we've got to have a little bit of pain to have the gain. Now, as I said earlier, we've got to be very patient out there. And said, I see lots of people, and all due respects, I see people on the mobile phones. I see people distracted by they're looking around all the time and talking to kids in the back seat and things like that. So it's about being responsible for your own safety and the safety of others. But it's just got to be able to work together. And as I said, I can talk from experience. And if I see something out in the roads out there that needs to be done straight away, I'll report it straight to the hotline, and then the 1-800 number And then what we'll do is we'll be able to actually get that done properly and then we report it to the department because and I know the department's got their various contractors across all of regional South Australia and they will be going out there inspecting the roads on a regular basis. If they see something straight away, and they'll identify it and make sure they get it done as quickly as they can.
Well, we'll focus on other things, Minister, and like we said at the start of the interview, you're a very busy man right now. So let's just talk about the council budget drafts, and you've asked for some community feedback there. So what's the latest on that front?
Well, councils are going out for their budget discussions, doing their budgets now for the next forthcoming financial year. My message to all the communities out there and to the councils, they've got to go out and have public consultation with their communities about their draft budget. I'm encouraging people to attend those budget discussions, the draft budget discussions, and to ask relevant questions. And someone said to me once, well, what if I don't understand the budget? Well, if one, they're presenting the stuff to the council and the administration are presenting stuff to the community, ask a question. And if you may think it's silly to ask that question, there's probably about 5 or 6 others if there are people coming in there that think the same thing. So ask the questions. And also, I really ask the elected members, I keep saying that they are elected to represent the people out there. They are the ones that need to also question whatever comes in from the administration to actually question that. So certainly I encourage people, and I know that a lot of people don't go to the draft budget discussions, but if you don't go, you're not going to have any potential input into it. So I'm just asking people to, when you go onto the council websites, attend those public draft budget discussion meetings and ask the relevant questions and see where you go. And
just as far as the Parliament goes at the moment, Minister, have you got any other updates for us from there?
No, other than all I know is that I haven't got the final what was discussed last night, this protest laws that were put through a couple of weeks ago, which I was having my surgery on my arm. But the Legislative Council, I think they finished, they had 14-hour session yesterday, and I'm not too sure where that is, but certainly Parliament is on today and tomorrow, and looking forward to the winter break, but certainly looking forward to continually going out there and representing my people in regional South Australia and the new electorate of Stuart.
Geoff Brock is the independent and the current member for Stuart. Really appreciate your time, Minister, and all the best with everything going forward.
No worries. Thank you very much for your time anyway.